Hey guys, and welcome to the Natty Blueprint podcast. This is episode 7. We're in for a little less natty episode today with our special guest, Clinton, on. Clint, we're just going to start off this episode, mate. Just give us a little rundown on who you are, a little bit of an introduction to what you do, and yeah, we'll get into something. So, yeah, how you
Hey.
doing?
Yeah, I feel privileged that I am the first assisted
Maybe the
member of
last.
the non-natty club. No, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. So yeah, my name's Clinton. I am a PT down at Muscle Hut in Ashford, um, which I've not been doing that long really. I started coaching in 2022, qualified as a PT in end of 22, October 22, and then started PT in LRF, which is now Muscle Hut. Good old days. Um, I was a heating engineer before that, actually. I suppose I should go back a little bit more. So I wasn't always a coach. I was actually a bit of a potato before that. um, but yeah, quit my job in August 2023, which was a pretty big move, like to go full-time coaching. So that was like a bit of a statement year for me, really. And I competed in September as well. So I quit my job, then competed a few months later, which was pretty tough. And business actually like went quite downhill as well at that time, which was like I say
Yeah.
downhill. It was like I think where I was on prep didn't have much energy to put into my business, and then like numbers dropped a bit, and I was like, oh my god, I've just took the jump, and like I feel like it's all dropped off, but I'm still here, so I've done something right. Um, and then yeah, competed in September, did 3 shows. I got an invite to the British finals for PCA, but I ended up doing the Two Bros British finals, the Gymshark one instead, which I got sixth. Not amazing, not bad. It was a pretty good experience. And then last year, 2024, I just lifed really. I was coaching, put everything into my business, to be honest. Grew my business, like got better at being a coach. Went on holiday for the first time in like I think it was like 5 years. I hadn't been on holiday for, so that was pretty good. And then I've had like 4 or 5 holidays since. So like I've enjoyed it. Got my teeth done.
Yeah,
In
we
case you
noticed them.
noticed. Yeah, I suppose that gets us up to now, really. But yeah, this 2025 is going to be a bit different. I'm going to like another push on with the business and my own physique. Like I'm gonna act like the person I want to be in 2025, and what I try and help my clients with as well. So.
Walk the
Are
walk.
you planning on competing again, or is it like you've done it now and you're like, all right, I've kind of learnt what I need to learn from that?
No, I really want to compete again. Like, I loved it. Like, I really like. I didn't get a great place. I got a second actually. It was pretty good. Like, I didn't win any shows.
You look
Um,
good, man. You look
it was
you
it
were
was pretty good.
you were peeled as
I,
well.
and I
That's
was
why I was
peeled
asking for
for
pictures of
ages.
your ass all the time.
Yeah, you come in early, didn't you? You really early.
I think that was obviously you don't know you're going to get that peeled that quick, right? It was my first ever prep, so I think next prep would obviously be a bit different because I was 27 weeks and I was lean for a lot
Long
of that.
time.
Yes, I can actually remember you walking in, Max, and I remember thinking I wasn't lean enough, and you were like, "Trust me, you're lean
Yeah, I was
enough."
like,
Like,
you're
yeah,
lean
I
enough, bro.
remember that to this day because I was so paranoid that I wasn't lean enough. Like, so yeah, I will. Yeah, I've got unfinished business, but I want to go back and make some changes that I'm proud of. Like, I'm happy with. Do you know what I mean? Step on stage, like, yeah, I actually I've grown. So
I think that's a big lesson. Like a lot of people when they start competing is they like go year on year on year and they just make minimal improvements. And it's
yeah,
like you actually need to take time away from the stage to actually make big improvements. So,
mhm,
if you look at like 2026 or even 2027, like the comparison between you and 23 to then would be so significant. And it won't just be like that kind of 6 months off season. You'll have like years of
yeah.
growing under your belt.
Yeah, agree. I think it's a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? You think you'll be ready, but I know I'm not. Like, and I enjoyed it. Um, yeah.
That's cool, man.
Solid. I've got a question for you, Clint.
Hmm.
What would you say to someone? Obviously, you took the transition between going from like a full-time manual job into coaching PT. What would you say to someone who's considering it, being that they're probably on their feet all day and they don't want to take that plunge yet?
Yeah.
What made you do that jump, basically?
For me, I had absolutely zero enjoyment out of doing plumbing and heating anymore, and it was a struggle because I'd done it since school, and I was actually quite good at it as well, which is like you think, why am I going to stop a job? It pays quite well. Like on paper, it was quite a good thing to do, which I think stuck me in it for a while.
Yeah.
I know it sounds real cheesy, but I always felt like I was made for a bit more than just doing boilers as well. Like I don't mean that in like a bit of a cliche way, but it wasn't like I didn't want to get up in the morning. So like my alarm would go off at 7. I was like, I do not want to go to work. Like I want to lay in bed.
Yeah.
And I knew that nothing was going to change if like nothing changed, right? That saying. So got into like fitness, and just found the passion for it. Really, I don't know. It just fell in. I fell into it.
Yeah.
But if I was going to say it to someone, like, if you found something that you enjoy, 100%. That first year, actually, 23, when I made the change, I earned well less money, and I was the happiest I've ever been.
There you go. That
Like,
tells you everything.
yeah,
It does
yeah.
seem
So,
to be a common theme. Like when we were talking to Chris, he was like, I was earning minimal from coaching, but I saved up a lot and I just took the plunge. And it does seem to be like a lot of people think that when you're going to take that plunge, it's like you need to get your coaching up to your full-time job kind of salary and then take the
Yeah.
jump. And it's like
Yeah.
sometimes you just
Yeah.
got to be
You'll
a
probably
bit
never
risky.
make it like that either because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was probably pressure of, oh shit, I've taken a bit of a dip in pay here. I need to make it work. So
yeah, yeah. It's
that's
a stress. Now I look back, it just seems like, yeah, why didn't I do it earlier? But how can you know that? Like you go from something I'd done for 12, 13 years, like, and it was consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like I knew I was going to get paid every week. There was unlimited work for me, to something where I was like, right, I'm on my own now, and I don't actually know. Like if all my clients left, I'd have no money. Like if there's like. Yeah, and I'd lived on my own then as well. Like before I had like partner, like I literally, yeah, it was like it was a massive move, to be fair. It was scary, but yeah,
paid off though. It's paid off.
yeah, hugely,
I'd
yeah.
say. Yeah.
I'm actually a better person now for it. Like having a job
Yeah.
that I enjoy, 100%. Yeah, better
Yeah.
with the people around me because I want to do this. Like,
Yeah.
You are a very positive person, like a very positive, happy. Every time I see you in the gym, you've always got a smile on your face, and
yeah,
you always
mate.
have since I've known you. So yeah, it's
Do
obviously
you know what? Actually, shout out to Babs, because I wouldn't actually be doing this if it wasn't for Babs. She kind of noticed that, and she said, "I think you would be a good PT or coach. Like we like you." Like, and I was like, that. She sparked it actually. So yeah, I always say this. I owe Babs everything. She like kind of that bit of encouragement like really pushed me
Yeah.
to like do this. So
It's like what we were saying the other day, Clint, when it was like your personality and your clients, they come to you because it's you.
yeah,
Maybe they don't always get the most in terms of PTing, but you're there to motivate them and they just obviously bounce off you a little bit. So
yeah,
it
100%.
works for your personality. So I think definitely stick to it. Would you
Yeah,
say always PTing in some regard?
I suppose like the dream is always like just be online because that's easier, right? And
Yeah.
I could control my day. I could do my check-ins, go for a walk in the morning. But I do genuinely love PTing. Like my clients, mate. We're all mates now. Like we go out for like food. I've literally made friends that are yeah, for life. And weirdly, even though they're my PT clients, we've all got like a common goal. I think that's quite nice. Like
Yeah.
I'm surrounded every day by people they're just trying to do better, like at their level, and I'm trying to do better at my level. It's positive. Like no one comes in and is negative. Like none of my clients have like, do you
Good.
know what I mean? Like we're all just like help each
Yeah.
other out. Like so, yeah, it's a nice environment to be in. To be honest, like so,
Yeah.
I'd probably say no. I will probably do it for like unless he gets like mental with online. I don't know. Like it's time. I can't scale PT really. Like
Yeah.
I already do 5 or 6 hours a day. That's like for me with online, that's hard.
Yeah. It's a lot because you actually have to be there, don't you?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm there, and I can't go on my phone for 6 hours because someone's paid me for, like for the
yeah.
hour.
I
Yeah.
suppose you'd have to like transition into clients training with you rather
Yeah,
than you training clients and kind of do
yeah.
it a bit like that and juggle
I,
it.
Mate, I do that as well. To be fair, literally, I
Yeah,
don't think you'll very rarely see me in there and, like training on my own. Like
yeah.
it's with clients or like potential clients or mate, I even just train with people from the gym. Like I'm like, right, we should train sometime.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That is good. That is
I still
good.
haven't trained with you, to be fair.
That's one of my questions. Is when are we going to all train together? I think,
We're training tomorrow.
yeah,
I'll smoke you all.
yeah, you will. You will. Really good.
What yeah. What are we all training tomorrow? Can we line it up?
I'm
You do
training
upper lower
post.
though,
I'm
don't
in
you?
the evening, so you guys might as well
I'm
train.
lower.
Oh, I did legs today, so
Yeah.
maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Yeah, 26,
We'll try
we can
again in
sort it out.
2026.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear.
Questions? Who wants to start?
I've got a question. I've got a
Go on.
question for Clint.
Yes.
So, how long was you training until you kind of decided you wanted to take it the next step from, natty to unnatty? Was it, what's the
This is a
story
bit,
there?
this is a bit of a deep one, I suppose. I was, without beating around the bush, I was massively into drinking and doing drugs before I'd done this, like very regularly. Like, if I'm honest, um, I was obviously just unhappy where I was in life, really. So I set myself a goal. I was like, right, I'm not drinking for a year, um, which must have been 2020, maybe. Um, and then when I'd done that was when I got into fitness because obviously I had to feel that like addiction. I've got an addictive personality, like you've probably noticed. Like, so I got into training, did a 10-week thing with Denny from the gym, and like, got some accountability. And I was like, oh, I actually love this because I used to train when I was younger. I was actually weirdly from like 16 to 18, I was massively into bodybuilding. Went to Body Power Expo, like started eating healthy, like, and then just when I found drinking drugs, just went like just completely off. Really, just like you do. Really, like it just wasn't a priority anymore. And then yeah, just got back into it. And how long? So I did the thing with Danny, and then it wasn't long after I I jumped on. To be fair, like it wasn't a light decision, but I knew I was getting right into it. Like I thought about it, and that was when I approached Brightman basically. So when I started getting coached by Brighty, I started a month before he coached me, and he was like, "Anything else you think I should know?" I was like, "I've started taking gear," and I didn't have a clue about it really. But I suppose in one way you could say like one poison for another, which is not bad. But
Yeah,
and this is me not like saying taking gear is good, but like my health now compared to what I was like is probably like the world of different, like worlds apart. Like
yeah,
I get my blood works done regularly. I take supplements every day. I eat whole nutritious foods every day. I train. I move. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm no fool. Steroids are not great for your
yeah.
health, right? But um, I'm not pushing it like because I want to be a pro. I don't want to be a pro either. Like, I'm quite open with that. Um, but yeah, so it was
Yeah.
it
So
was it was a
one
big
of those
decision.
things where you pick your poison almost, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I still don't think sounds that right. I could
Yeah,
just have no poison, like, and I'm no fool. Like, I didn't need to do it at all. Probably has helped me stay on track a bit more because I'm doing something like that. I think
yeah,
it gives me a bit more laser focus because I'm doing this thing that is pointless doing if I'm not gonna commit to it, right? Like,
yeah, yeah. And it's probably driven you to obviously expand your business, get into bodybuilding, help other people.
yeah,
Maybe without that, you might have ended up staying doing plumbing. Who knows?
exactly. You know what I mean? So I was saying to someone the other day, I would say it's kind of had a positive impact on my life, like which I'm not selling it either, but it has. Like for me at the moment. Do you know
That's
what
it. Sorry, Max. I'm coming off this podcast.
I mean?
I'm not natty anymore.
I hope the UK are not listening to this, Denny.
Yeah, disclaimer. We're lying.
Yeah. If you train with me, you're not natty now, by the way.
Yeah, damn it. I'll stay away from you for a year.
We're on a podcast together. I don't think I'm natty anymore.
No,
Yeah,
that's it.
You've probably got the combined test of me and Denny together, to be honest.
Do you know what? At the moment, I probably have to be fair. Like
It's
yeah,
probably double that.
yeah.
Ben up my dose today, so we are rocking.
We're in superhuman mode, are we?
Yeah. I don't push it like I don't know what other people do. Like really, I don't know how open some people are, but I don't. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not a bodybuilder that's going pro. Like I don't push
yeah,
things like. I'm not trying to take years off my life by
yeah,
as big as possible,
yeah.
smashing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I do take it.
Yeah, I would guess it's get the most out of the least, isn't it? Really, that's
100%,
probably
yeah,
the safest way to
100%.
do it.
Yeah. Like even when I started with Ben, he was like, "What's the highest you've been on?" And he was like, "Cool, these are rookie numbers." And like he's kind of joking, but I've not pushed it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
It's like it's being sensible at the end of the day, and that's why
yeah,
we wanted to have someone on here because it's like we even though we're called the Natty Blueprint, we still like bodybuilding, and so I
yeah,
think sometimes if we're just kind of always getting natties on, we're going to get this kind of stigma that we dislike assisted side of bodybuilding when we're both like fans of the assisted side as well as the natural side. So yeah, it's cool to hear that you transitioned from that early, and you
yeah.
kind of were like, right, no, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to just do it for like
Yeah.
full swing ahead. So
I literally wrote on my like not about steroids, but like, I wrote on my whiteboard like I'm going to leave
one
my
gram a
job.
test.
Yeah, 1 gram a test. By the end of the year, I'm going to be on this. Like, yeah, it's when I think back, before I started, I was someone who was actually like, "Oh, I'm never going to touch it" as well. Like, I was very much on the natty side. Like, I just
yeah,
I didn't know anything about it though, if that makes sense. So, like, the more I've learned, I'm not saying it's healthy, like I say, but there's other ways of doing it. You know,
yeah,
like it's got a big label, isn't it? Like people like almost discredit people for what they've done if they've taken
yeah.
it. Like, oh
It's
well,
the
yeah,
there's like two sides of it. There's obviously people that are very, very educated with it and will get you to do it, not necessarily for the right reasons. It doesn't really matter what the reason is. But then you've got people who are completely disregarded of any of the safety, and it's like, oh yeah, take this. Oh, my mate down the pub has given me this. Go take that. And there's not enough knowledge or discussion about it, in my opinion,
the
which
information
causes the issue. Which
is
causes the issue.
it's wild what some people do. Like some people
Yeah,
come to me and they like, honestly, like kids, like 17, 18-year-old kids, like will get on a call and like they tell me what they're doing. I think, mate, I've never done anywhere near that, and they don't have a clue. Like they just
yeah,
don't have a clue what it's done. They've not had their blood works done. Like it is really worrying. Like I've probably honestly, like if someone comes to me and they're thinking about doing it, I tell them no. Like I don't promote it like at all.
yeah,
Like um, I knew I was going to smash the food, smash my shows. Like I knew it. Like I was so laser focused, but most people want it now to look big or Sam Sulek's getting massive on it because he's doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like a thing, isn't it? Like
trendy. Yeah, it becomes
trendy, yeah.
trendy.
Like
It is
yeah,
difficult. I have that as well. Like I have people come to me, or even clients, and they're like, "Oh, I want to do that transition," and I'm
yeah.
like, "You're just not
You're not
ready. Like
ready.
you're
Yeah,
not in that position where I like
No,
personally. I don't give drug protocols anyway because like from a moral standpoint, I don't get a client to do something that I've never done.
yeah, fair
So,
enough.
but I would like if they were like adamant, and I've had it in the past, would have been adamant that they want to do it. I'd be like, right, go to these people. They'll take care of you in that aspect of things.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I've had like clients where they've kind of been debating it, and we've got on calls and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you can't even stick to your meal plan.
mate.
So like, you trying to go on drugs is like, it's not. There's no point.
Nah.
yeah,
It's
If you can't control this, how could you put an like?
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't
yeah,
make sense to me.
yeah.
I
And
don't
then
get
there's
that at all.
the financial cost of it as well. You got blood work, you got um, supplementation,
Yep.
probably a different coach if you're with someone else. Like you're going to pay for that premium of someone that knows what they're doing as well. So,
Everything, mate.
and no one considers that.
Gear is actually quite cheap, but supplements
Yeah,
are not. A coach obviously isn't. Um, just things like needles, everything. I don't know. You've got to like it's a cost. Do you know what I mean? And like
yeah,
you can end up jabbing a lot. I don't think people like understand that it's like a non-stop thing, and like you could be someone who does a little bit and get side effects. Like
yeah,
there's no telling. Like
yeah,
everyone is so different, like super super different. Like and even like getting gear that's real, you have to get your blood tested to make sure you've got real stuff. Like it's not like off the shelf stuff that's it
yeah,
all the time. You
farmer
know.
grade.
Yeah, I've had it. Like in prep, I had gear that was not real, like, and I was just basically natty for like half of it.
Oh, that must
So
be.
Uh,
God knows what I was putting in my body.
did you like obviously until you knew that? Did you kind of know if that made sense?
Probably
I
not,
think,
because he probably felt like
Because
shit
like
anyway.
the placebo of it is like, oh, I'm taking X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So you kind of just disregard even if it is or isn't.
yeah, I don't know. It's a my game. I feel like I know more now, but because I've been on it longer. When you first start, you like obviously it's very noticeable. Like the initial go is very noticeable. But yeah, no, it's tough. I think ignorance is almost bliss. If I knew I wasn't, I'd be like, oh, my recovery's terrible. Oh, this because I know like I'm not on real gear. Like so, that placebo definitely gets you. But yeah, I mean, I've recently done a health phase and now I'm back on, and like I look different in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
like massive, like I do. Like, it's a look, like the pop of your shoulders, the traps, like everything.
Yeah.
It is a look, and you can
And
tell.
probably just like aggression with training as well. Like you're just a bit more oomph with it.
Sort of. What I do, like I do test, Masteron, and Prima. I don't know if you know any of that stuff. It's not really like mind altering stuff. In terms of like aggression, you've got things like Tren and
Yeah.
EQ and MPP. I've never really done them, but they are the ones that give you like the dog, which I don't do. Again, like I say, I don't push things too much like in that kind of things. I don't take any mind altering compounds. But yeah, I mean, I think knowing you're on it, like you're like, right, I'm gonna get this. Like I don't know, it's that again. It's like a placebo. I'm on it, like so. I should be able to do this, but yeah.
Have you used injectable L-carnitine before?
I've got some. I'm going to start using it. Yeah, I haven't used it.
Because there's a lot of natties now using that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's not on
And
WADA, is it?
no, it's not bad, but like
Which
I
is
couldn't
strange.
think of why. Like I can understand if you're assisted why you'd want to use it because it's nothing out of the ordinary. But I don't understand why a natty would want to go through
it
that.
is performance enhancing, right? Because it like improves pumps and things
Yeah,
like that,
have
or not.
Yeah, I don't actually know the because obviously you can get it injectable or you can get it like a
Oh,
supplement, right?
yeah.
And I don't understand. Like, is there a difference between the benefits of injectable versus normal? Like,
I spoke to Ben and he uses it. So he said I can use it, and basically like if you're training chest, go like one in each pec sort of thing, and you help with pumps, something like that, or like biceps or things like that. I haven't jabbed my biceps yet. It sounds a bit.
yeah, I don't know if it'd be something like I don't know. I don't think I'd actually want to inject myself. If I'm
No.
injecting myself, it's test. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
fucking around with anything else.
So I've got a question for you then, Max, if that's all right. What would you go assisted ever? Do you think? Because you do nail everything. Like you are like when I watch your videos, like it's good to watch, and I don't think people who are not into bodybuilding don't understand. But like every rep you do is solid. Every meal you hit is bang on. Like you're very, I would say you're so much more bodybuilder than me. Like, and I'm happy to admit that. Like, so what makes you not want to go assisted? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Because I'm shit, bro. I'm not being funny. Like, I've said this so many times. I've not got a pro physique, and I genuinely think like gear would kill me. Like, I genuinely think it would kill me
not
because
overreact.
no, I'm
I'm gonna
not.
die.
I would take so. I literally, if I went on gear, like my goal would be, I need to be a pro, right?
Yeah,
And I would do whatever it took to be a pro because I know as a natty now, I do whatever it takes to be the best version I can as a natty. But I've
yeah,
also kind of accepted that I'm not a great natty bodybuilder. Like I haven't won shows or a natty pro card or anything. So it's like,
Maybe you'll be a really great responder. So
yeah, maybe just
on
a
the
hyper
minimum
responder.
dose.
But yeah, in my eyes, I'm like, well, if I haven't got in natty, then there's no point taking that next step because I would take years off my life because I'm if I go into something, it's 100% and I'm not turning around, so it'd end up just taking so much years off my life and I probably wouldn't even turn pro.
yeah.
So
I think turning pro in any like I don't think even on gear I could get a natty pro card, mate. Like I look at some of them boys and I just think, mate, like just genetically I've not
yeah,
got that.
it's
I've never,
ridiculous,
and
isn't
I'm
it?
never gonna have it.
Yeah, but that's my reason. Like, potentially I would dabble around with like TRT when I get
Yeah,
older. Yeah,
yeah,
35 plus, maybe. That's when I'd probably look to maybe use TRT. I don't know
yeah,
because I'll probably be still as addicted as I am now to natural bodybuilding at that
yeah.
age, and I probably still won't hang up the trunks, but we will see.
That's a good answer considering you do everything. Like I say, if someone was to say they was going to do it, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Like
Yeah.
I know you'd nail it. Do you know what I mean? Like you would do everything like
Yeah,
you do. Like I don't know, you that's your attitude. You always go into it like 100%, which is a lot of people don't. Like I don't think. Do you know what I mean? Like not every rep of every set am I like on, and I feel like you are, like you're in it, like which is
I don't know. I just, to be honest as well, like if I look at what I've built Natty is, like my business is Natty bodybuilders, like
yeah,
competitive natural bodybuilders. I've always preached about natural bodybuilding in a way. So I kind of like the direction I'm going in as a business, especially with like where we're kind of placed in the UK. Like I've said this to Denny before, I don't think the Southeast has a great community of natural bodybuilding, and that's something I would like to drive forward. And I'd kind of like to be or thought of or established as like one of the best natty coaches around this area. So that's kind of like my goal business wise. So yeah, again, if I kind of jumped on, it probably wouldn't align with my business goals as well.
Yeah.
I like that. You're staying true to like what you believe
Yeah.
in. I think that's strong, man. That's if I was a natty, that's who I'd be looking for. Someone who's like fully committed to that cause.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
It resonates. It's good.
Should we jump onto questions then?
Go for it.
All right, I've got one. I have got one from Tom Millington, but I've already asked it. It was how long was you training before you took the jump? I've got a question from Joe Edwards. You only get 10 movements for the rest of your training life. What are you choosing?
Oh God. You go first, Clint.
Just arms behind the back, the handle girls. Preacher.
Bicep, tricep, 5 each.
To be fair, I think behind the backs would be in there. A leg press, a squat press, basically, an incline press, chest supported row. What else do I love? Leg extensions. I just love them. A cuffed lateral of some kind.
Oh, love a cuff.
How many
That's
on that?
6. That's 6. You've hit delts, quads.
Yeah,
Biceps.
line leg curl.
I've just realised, like with the main muscle groups, you got about muscles. You got about 10, right? Delts,
I wouldn't be doing
biceps, triceps, chest, lats, traps, quads, hamstrings, calves.
I'm just picking big
Have I
movements.
missed one? Glutes.
Yeah, I was thinking deadlifts would be one. Obviously, just gets everything.
Yeah. You got about 2 left.
Really.
Chest? Did you say chest?
I've done an incline press. Yeah, maybe like a fly variation, and then a dip, probably some sort of dip.
Pretty solid. Pretty
Yeah.
solid.
No calves.
No calves. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. What's the point?
I didn't have just calves, just 10 exercises of calves and calves. So.
Yeah, they still wouldn't grow for me anyway. So
I'm
I'd
quite
go.
torn on how we're going to answer this question. So you're doing it on enjoyment, or you're actually thinking about it like how I can grow every single muscle group evenly?
I'm just being realistic with.
Mine was both. I feel like.
Yeah, mine's going to be a bit of both.
And I enjoy them movements.
Okay.
Yeah, might be a deadlift, some sort of squat variation, leg extension, a flat press, a lateral raise, cuffed, 1 bicep, 1 tricep, 1 hamstring isolation, so hamstring curl, a lat pull down, and abs, an ab crunch. I think that's covered most things.
Yeah.
You'd have no upper back.
Deadlifts, mate, it's fine. With my lat pull down, I'll just change the angle of it. I'll just lean back.
It doesn't say about angles, does it? We
Exactly.
get all different angles.
Yeah, fair. That's good. For me, RDL, leg press, seated ham. Ooh, like an incline press, a decent one, like a prime row Atlantis. Prime row, a cable, just a lat pull down cable. How many am I on now? That's 6.
Yeah, I think so. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 bicep, 1 tricep, probably like a leg extension, and Cybex hack because I fucking love that movement.
You're going to have the biggest legs out of us all 3 then.
It's the only decent body part I've got, to be fair. So
May as well get better.
Yeah.
May as
You've
well.
had a big run on that Cybex hack. I feel like you've been on it for a while now.
I just haven't taken it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was actually speaking to AJ the other day. I can't remember the last time I made like a big change to my training.
Yeah.
Like in terms
Yeah.
of, I just keep everything the same. I just
Yeah.
haven't changed anything.
Yeah.
It's what I mean. You're a bodybuilder. You're a proper
Yeah.
bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I actually get like nervous and anxiety when I get a change to my plan. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like when I get more food, I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm in such a routine with this food.
I'm gonna message AJ and be like, he really hates the hack squat. Can you take it out?
Are you coached by AJ? Are you?
Yeah.
Oh right, I didn't know. Do you know what? I was going to ask you like, who is your coach? I feel like you don't really share much about it.
It's
I
only
know.
fairly recent
When did
again, isn't it?
I jumped on board with AJ? Probably in November last year.
Oh, so it's not
But
too
he
long.
was with him
I
for
was with him for like 2 years, from 2020 to the end of 2022. So it's probably over
Right.
2 years.
Oh,
And then yeah, we just jumped back on board with him last year to finish my pre-prep diet, and he's going to take me all the way through prep.
nice.
So yeah,
Decent.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I like his stuff. Another person I rate. He's just fully into his niche, what he does, and he's like straight talking. And I like it. It's just,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he's good. I just relate to him really well, and that's
yeah,
why I picked him as my coach, really.
yeah,
And obviously,
100%.
I've worked with him before, so it makes it so much easier. Like he knows what I'm like. I think as well. Sometimes when you get a new client, you've got to suss them out a bit. I just didn't want to go through that kind of because my body's a little bit like temperamental. Like it doesn't react. I'm a little bit of an anomaly. Let's just say that in the way certain things react. Like if I get an increase in food, it might be like 25 carb, but I'll jump up 2 pounds that week. And it's just a bit weird. And I just didn't want to go through the kind of teething process of a coach kind of learning my body again
Yeah,
and then potentially them questioning my adherence and stuff like that.
yeah,
So it was just a kind of straight
yeah.
fact, like, oh, I
And
jump with AJ.
and he is a great coach as well. So you're
Yeah,
never
and
going to
he's a
go wrong
brilliant
with him.
coach.
Yeah,
He's
so.
probably the leading Natty coach in this country at the moment.
I would say so. Yeah, he's the first person who comes to mind when I think Natty
yeah.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Another question. So it's from Lewis, I think it's Chris's client. Proudest moment in or out of the gym in the past 12 months? If you want to go extend the 12 months, I guess you can.
Mine's competing, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, hardest thing I've ever done ever. I'd say like, because no one can do anything for you in a bodybuilding prep. Like you do everything. Like you get coached, but
You
you
still
have
got to
to
do it,
do what
yeah.
your coach says. Like and it's like for someone who come and I had no discipline to drinking and doing drugs to doing 6 months where I didn't like a thing didn't enter my mouth that wasn't tracked and like I got shredded. That was to me that was like a massive life win. More not because of where I placed, but just doing it. Like it was pretty emotional for me to be fair when I
Yeah.
first competed. So yeah,
Where are you, Denny?
Mine's not very specific. I've had a little think about this because it was in my question box. Mine's just becoming a more well-developed human being, a person, a coach, just maturity. Just if I look at myself just over 12 months ago to where I'm at now, I I'm pretty confident in saying I'm almost a different person in a positive way. So for me, it's just maturing, just doing things that align with me, and just progressing because it's always been one of those things for me where I was like, it's never the right time, it's never the right time sort of thing. And I'm quite proud of the fact that I've just pushed myself in lots of different directions, both mentally, physically, financially, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that'd be mine.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's scary. I
But
think
I understand myself now a little bit better. I need that scariness
yeah,
for me to progress. Otherwise, I just stagnate and don't do anything with my life.
yeah.
So
Was the
yeah,
question proudest moment?
proudest moment. Yeah,
Proudest moment, inside or outside the gym?
yeah,
I would say I've got two inside and outside the gym to keep it away from bodybuilding. I watched my best mate get married last year, and that was pretty cool.
sick.
Because I've known him for like over 10 years, and that was just like I don't even know. It's not a proud feeling, but I was proud. I actually
Yeah.
cried multiple times that day as well. Um, and then another thing, probably more recent, is getting my Merc. That was something, and I was just like, okay,
You
no, I'm doing something
materialistic
right.
wanker.
I'm like, I can finally get out of the Vauxhall Corsa after
Yeah.
6 years of driving a red Vauxhall Corsa. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
They're good answers, to be fair, mate. I can relate with the like your best mate getting married. My best mate Joe, shout out Joey who asked the question. Like I was like that meant a lot to me that day. Like I did his best man speech and that was a very like wholesome, like very wholesome, fulfilling day. Like
Yeah.
because he's such like nice bloke. He's like they got a lovely family. You know, like it just was like a really good day.
Yeah.
And I wish I said my M4 now instead of competing. That would have been one.
Yeah, we all know you've got an M4, Clint.
Yeah.
Everyone
Have
knows.
you noticed?
You don't post it that often, to be fair.
Mate, do you know what? I was actually going to do like a bit of a reel on it. Like, I know we all love, like, I love self development. Like, and if someone said to me, "What do you want me to get rid of? Your walk that you do on like in the evening or your M4?" Well, you can take the M4. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not that materialistic, but
Yeah.
I love car. I enjoy it. Like, that's my
Yeah.
thing. Like, I love it. Like, I like adrenaline. I like having a nice car, and when I go and get up at 4:30 in the morning to go and do a PT and I get in that, I'm like, sweet, this is why I'm doing it. Like you know, I know that, and it's not for how materialistic it is, but it is a massive driver for me.
Yeah.
You know, if I was the last person in this world, I'd still have that car. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it for anyone else, but I love it. Like, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in it as well. Like,
No.
one, it's your hobby, right? I post about football all the fucking time, right? Even though Chelsea is shit, I still post about football, right? That's like my hobby outside bodybuilding. You like cars, so post your car. Like,
Yeah.
and if
Like, we all
anyone thinks
buy
I was
nice clothes.
materialistic,
Yeah.
tell them to shut up, because at the end of the day, you've earned it. It's your money. You're paying for it.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
And it looks sick, so.
And it looks sick, so who cares? Literally, who cares?
Do you know what's funny is like, obviously I was, like I say, into drinking and like doing naughty stuff, and like, you very rarely get pulled up by anyone for doing that. Like, I don't like. It's just a question I was going to go on to like ask you boys. Like, something I think I struggle with is like people like question things I do now that are healthier and better, like more than when I was like doing drugs, like drink driving. No one would say anything like to me. And then I could pop out a healthy lunch now, and someone's like, "Oh, you eating healthy?" You're like, what?
Yeah, I saw a reel on that. I can't remember who posted it. It was like, if you go through life and no one's questioning what you're doing, you're not doing good, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, you're just blending in at that point. So yeah, go for the nice car. Go for, if you want to take your Tupperware into work or to the cinema.
yeah.
People will question you, but I think that's a good thing. That's a positive. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone at my workplace is just used to it.
Yeah.
I've been there like 5 years now, so they're just literally used to it. Because I literally set the present from day one. Because I started that job 2 days after my last show, so I was literally like straight into the off season and bringing in my chicken and rice. So they just know
Bringing in this jug of water.
Yeah, so they just see me eating like 4 meals whilst I'm at work, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
It blows people's minds, doesn't it, when you eat like a lot of food? They're like, "How do you eat all that?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, "It's not actually that much."
No.
Yeah, the one that really gets me is like, let's say, I don't know, whatever you're doing, in whatever phase you're in, and you decide to have something that's not gym bro. They're like, are you allowed to eat that?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yes, I am.
Is that part of your plan? Is that pint a part of your plan? Shut up.
It's like you drink, smoke, sit on the sofa all day. Is that okay for you to do? And I'm having half a cookie or whatever it is.
Yeah, literally.
Honestly, I've had someone before. I walked into like a shop. He's like quite overweight, smoking, and I had a Monster Energy with me, and he was like, "Oh, you want to stop them? They're bad for you." And I thought, I didn't even know what to say. Just stood there. Oh wow, yeah.
It's like,
Thank you for ruining my day. Like that was so bad for having a Monster Energy now.
People, it's crazy, isn't it? Like eating healthy is like the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, it's bad. That is the anomaly. Like that should be really what everyone's doing, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
it's just not promoted more. You go to doctors and you'll get an injection now for weight loss rather than treated, for or try like shown what's a healthy diet.
Yeah.
Do you find with your clients? So my clients who are on plan as such, right? Their friends can be like very negative towards them being on plan. Like even had some clients that now don't get invited out because they're not going to drink or like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a bit
They're
of an insecurity, I think, like thrown at them, like not in like, I don't think they realise people that like what they're doing, but like attacking someone, not attacking them, but like then because they've
Isolate.
changed, they're trying to be something different. People like really struggle with that, like from
Yeah, like constantly questioning them, like, oh, why are you doing this? Oh,
yeah,
why don't you come out of us? Or you
don't get
shouldn't be
too
doing that. Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, there's a few people around me like that have changed their lifestyle in general, and the amount of comments that they get is like, "Oh, you're looking skinny." It's like, think about what you're saying.
yeah,
That might not be the best term you should be using for them. Be like,
definitely,
"Oh, you're looking well," not, "Oh, you look skinny."
yeah.
Like, that might not be what they want to hear, but just in general, commenting on someone's appearance, I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
call Jay skinny tomorrow, by the way, when I
he
see him.
hates it. Don't do it.
Do you know how weird is this clip, right? Just to completely sidetrack off the podcast. Um, Denny's stepdad has been looking after my cars for like the past 6 years, probably. And I didn't even know it was Denny's stepdad.
Oh, really?
How
Yeah.
weird is that?
There would be times that I'd be at the garage and Max would see me and
And I'd
he'd
be like,
just think that there's
because
something wrong with my car. He
my
didn't put two
workplace
and
is
two
next to the
together.
garage. So I was like, why is
You
Denny?
wouldn't really.
It was only really until my stepdad said that he knew you, and obviously I knew you took your car there. So I think I mentioned it to Jay, and then he might have talked to you, or it come about like that.
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
so weird.
pretty mad.
So weird. Small
Yeah,
world.
small world indeed. I mean, you do use the same car park as him, so.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. I got a question from Nino then. He's asked, what, I think his name's Nino. Nino. Is that Nino?
I don't think there's any other way to pronounce that
Nino, if
unless
I've
we're
got that wrong, please
naive.
do correct me, and I'll continue to call you Nino just for the shits and gigs. Uh, what is your troubleshooting process before you decide to switch an exercise out?
Um, my one, my first port of call, whether that's for clients or myself, would be enjoyment or if it's causing injuries in any way. Obviously, you'd have to look at execution, but enjoyment being the bigger one. I don't think really there's any perfect exercise. If you enjoy it, even if it's not the most optimal, crack on. Crack on. That's my answer.
Yeah,
You can?
I think it's obviously the same. Like if you're not enjoying it, then what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
I say that to all my clients. If you don't like something, let's just get rid of it because it's fine. There's plenty of ways to skin a cat, isn't there?
Yeah.
Normally, like checking form first thing, like with clients. If they say, "Can we swap?" saying, "I like, can you send me a video first so I can like." If you're not doing it right, it might feel uncomfortable. If we set it up properly, it might feel nice. Obviously, like lack of progression, struggling to progress it or something like that. But yeah, it's just boring stuff, really. Straightforward.
Yeah. I would, I've got like a couple of caveats because, like I said, I very rarely change stuff up. But first of all, look at your mindset going into like your training readiness, so to speak, like going into that set, because a lot of people they kind of have like 1 or 2 weeks where they might stall a little bit on the movement and then they don't kind of give themselves the extra push from a mental standpoint to progress it. Um, that'd probably be one thing I'd look at. And if it's like really, really not progressing and you're like not enjoying the movement, then yeah, of course, like switch out. But most of the time, you're just going to switch out to something that does exactly the same thing anyway. So you're going to have to create new neurological pathways with that movement and adjust to that new movement. So if you can still progress your current movement, then continue to do that. And try not to let like I know you guys say enjoyment, but I try and say to a lot of people like your enjoyment should be chasing your logbook, not necessarily the movements within your logbook.
Yeah,
And like if you're trying to go, oh, I really like this because it feels this way, it's like you're probably not going to get that strong.
Yeah.
So you want to just make sure that you are, enjoying the movement, but enjoying progressing that movement and driving that forward.
client dependent as well. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
honest, like my main level of clients don't have standardized lifts. So how do they know if they're not progressing? If one week they had 20
Yeah.
seconds under tension and the next week 25, like, and it's
Yeah.
did you not progress? Like, and I think being realistic with progression. Like, I used to be very unrealistic with my progression. Like, chuck a 10 on a chest press. Like, mate, there's no way since last week my chest has built enough muscle to add another 10 kg each side.
Yeah.
But just like the bro in me was like, let's just move more weight. Like,
Yeah.
and like, I'm not scared. I've got like little 0.5 plates now. They come out like, because that's
Yeah.
realistic, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
more realistic.
It adds up over time as well. Like you do that every other week for a whole year, you're gonna be adding like a 20 kilo plate on.
Yeah.
So
And if you look at like some of the best people, like JP, for instance, I know he's like beast, but he still adds a 0.5 to things. Like, it doesn't matter how big you are, like how strong you are. Like, progression is progression, isn't it? Like, only a certain amount of muscle can be built in a certain amount of time, whether you're smashing gear or not. Like, it's
literally
realistic, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the trained by JP in the shed? Well, Hollingshead said he's leaving that gym. I think they've fallen out, the pair of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Hollingshead put a post up saying, I'm leaving almost with immediate effect. And the comment section is just filled with like just shit stirring, basically. So I think they have fallen out, but because obviously it's their partnership, but considering they've known each other a long time, it's not a good look.
Have you been there, Shed?
No. You have, haven't you?
So good, yeah. Like, JP was there and he straight leg deadlift like 300 and something kilos for 7 reps, but the first one went up so slow. I was like, he ain't even got another one, and he grinded out
6 more.
Yeah, honestly, the whole gym was like clapping. It was like surreal. Like, it was like, I don't know. He didn't even know everyone was watching. It was like, honestly, that's like, it proper got me hyped. You know what I mean? I was like, this is sick. I love bodybuilding for stuff like this. Like,
That's awesome.
We've just witnessed something mental. Like,
yeah. Like his training in general, he's just an absolute psychopath.
Yeah,
and he's stupidly strong. Like you see him on the prime incline. There's probably like 6 plates on there.
Yeah,
and he's just throwing it around. So,
but I love that he very much pushes to smashing the basics. I love that. Like, he's at the highest level
and gear.
And yeah, but still, the foundation's there, right? It's like you've still got a progression lift.
Yeah.
Got to train as much as you can recover from, like, and that's all he pushes. Like, if you're Natty, you train as much as you can recover from, whether you're smashing gear, you train as much as you can recover from. That's it.
He literally highlights you need to train hard.
Yeah, stop asking for permission and just learn. Like, try things yourself as well. Like, I like that. Like, people want a yes or no answer to what is the best. Like,
and there isn't one.
100% no way.
What's the best amount of sets I can do? How do you feel after doing that amount of sets in the first place? Like,
let's do that. Yeah,
I genuinely think like JP is probably one of the reasons why I train the way I do now. Because I used to be like on Trained by JP when I was like a teenager, like reading up everything and like watching all the videos of like JP training. And I was like, that's how I need to train. Even though I was doing like a 100th of the weight he was doing, I was like, okay, that's how I need to train. And I think like now that's probably how I can go in and train the way I do. Like,
to learn from the best, really. Like, and he's trialed a lot of things, but he still says like, try it, doesn't he? Like, he even says his way is not the way for everyone, but like
his Q&A's on Instagram, I love. I literally go through. Me and Andy send them to each other all the time because they're just such great answers.
I've literally got screenshots on my phone. I've got like a whole album of them because they crack me up. They're so good. Like, but I think he's doing it in a good way, like to make people think, like, you know what I mean? Like, stop asking. Funny. Like
just do, yeah.
Just crack on with it.
Mad.
Any more questions?
What would you say to someone who's starting their fitness journey?
Get a coach. Link in bio.
Yeah.
Dirty plug.
No, that would be my answer though. Like, learn as much as you can because, you're going to get so much more out of it. You're literally going to fast track your progress. So maybe not get a coach, but just learn, like absorb as much information as you can.
Great.
And that's a pretty shit answer, but it's
I think it's great. I'm kind of like, I wish I got a coach years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like before him, like I wish. You know what I mean? Like I'm still this far in. I love it. I live it. I still learn like every day off of my coach. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I think. You got to be an open book in the game. Like, I'm always up for trying something. Like, always up for progressing and just learning, and then you can pass that on to someone else. Like,
also just find enjoyment within the fitness space. Like, what do you enjoy? You know, is it CrossFit? powerlifting, bodybuilding? Like, what do you enjoy? Because at the end of the day, the reason we all eat the way we eat outside the gym is to improve what happens in the gym, right? Like,
Yeah.
So you kind of will get the enjoyment outside the gym from what you're enjoying within the gym, whether it's the type of training style or whatever. So yeah, find enjoyment.
Yeah.
I would say just like nail the basics. Like a lot of people get caught up in like complex carbs, creatine, EAAs. Like just get in there. Just do it, mate. Like just get in there. Like it can. I've noticed it stalls a lot of people, like because they're worrying about that rather than just going in and training to failure. I haven't even got that sorted yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, them things do come in handy when you're nailing those other things. But look at anyone like you guys. You still nail the basics, didn't you? Even though you're doing the finer tuning, the baseline is still there. You hit all your meals, you sleep well, you move, and you train really hard. Like
That is it. Yeah. That's literally it.
We had this topic, didn't we, with the hardcore kind of training versus like the science-based training, and we were just like, just sit in the middle, like just take it from both camps and just train hard and crack on, like.
Because if you're in either one, you're kind of, yes, this is the right way or this is the right way.
Yeah, you're blindsided.
Again, not the attitude. Yeah.
I find it like frustrating when I see such kind of passionate points from either side, because I'm just like, you're so blindsided by one side of how to do bodybuilding that you just look very naive to the other side, and I just get frustrated. Like,
I agree. I think they've all got like good points, haven't they? So they must all work, and they all have evidence as well. Like really,
it's like you get the hardcore crew, and they're like, "Oh yeah, but Dorian Yates did it," and then you've got the science based, and they're like, "Yeah, but we've got a paper that says this," and it's like, for fuck's sake, like they obviously both work, right? Because there's bodybuilders get massive through science based, and there's big bodybuilders who just row barbells, right? Like it's so frustrating.
Like, the underpinning thing there is just train hard and eat well and sleep. That's all you need to do.
When you're new, you've not got any of the other stuff yet, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to progress loads by just getting started. Once you get started and you get a year behind you or something, you can start looking at the finer tuning of things like that, and your coach is going to cover that. Like, I always try and say that when someone first starts, like, don't overwhelm it. Like, let's just get in and start. Like, if this feels like
get that enjoyment there, like,
like you've got to love it.
Passion.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've got another question.
Go on.
What do you both struggle with most being a coach?
What do I struggle with?
Shall I tell you my one?
Go on.
What do you think? I struggle telling people constantly to do things when I'm potentially not doing it myself. I think that's a bit of a like, not imposter, maybe a bit fraudy, like if that makes sense. And I think that can really affect the way I look at myself, weirdly. Like if I'm not following it to the book and I'm telling these people to do it, like it's a bit of a weird struggle I have with myself. Like last year was because I was living life, I wasn't 100%. And I was telling these people that were like trying to, do the 100% thing.
Yeah.
I felt a bit like,
like a fraud.
On the 100% thing.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. It's not like you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like your goals at that time or during this time,
you
don't necessarily need or want to be 100%, and that's okay as well. So I think if that does arise, almost have that conversation with yourself each time. Be like, yes, my 50% of my clients might want to diet. I don't want to right now, and that's okay. But I can still tell them to be
just
as
send
close
them a picture
to
of your
100% as
glutes,
possible.
bro. You'll be fine.
I know, yeah.
I've done it. Here's my ass when I was 2 weeks out.
I think you constantly updated, Max. You must have a little
folder, mate. I used to love it. I used to wake up in the morning and get a picture of Clint's ass, and I was like, yes.
Welcome to bodybuilding.
I'd say one kind of like annoyance I find is people can come across a little bit ungrateful at times, and that drives me nuts because like I put so much effort into a lot of my clients, and when it's just like they take days to respond to you, or you send a check-in feedback and they don't reply, and it's like they've watched it because you get that fucking email from Loom, and it's like I know you've watched it, so then I'm like chasing them saying,
you can
even
check-in, bro. Look at the analytics to see how far they've watched it as well.
And you did not know that. Oh wow,
that's the only thing. Like, luckily I don't have it very often, but when people like don't say thank you and stuff. I'm like, even if you went to Tesco and someone packed your bag for you, that is their job, but you'd still say thank you for that, right? So
Yeah.
you'd kind of say thank you when your coach gives you a feedback and details you everything you need to do for the next week, you know?
Sometimes even just a understood coach.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
Thumbs
Like,
up or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
cheers, mate. All good. Sound like every
Yeah.
time AJ sends me feedback. At the moment, I'm in an off season, so it's nothing complicated. Majority of the time, it's like, cool, mate, go again. Obviously,
Crack on, yeah.
in like 6 to 8 minute span, it's basically like, cool, yeah, sound, do that again next week, please. But I'm still
Yeah.
like, yeah, mate, all good, thank you. Let's have another productive week. Cheers, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because it's just acknowledgement.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my little pet peeve.
Following
I
on
don't
from
know
that, sorry,
Huh?
quickly, just
Go on.
following on from that, I think one thing as well, like everyone pays you that same amount of money, but some people get a really good service and some people don't because they don't use it. That's a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to give someone the 10-minute loom and me like, going through everything. Like, and if you ask someone, how's your week been? And they're like, good. You're like,
Where do we go?
"Oh."
Yeah. I guess that would be mine. Like you said, some of my clients, they get above and beyond the service because they're putting into the service.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to give you more. But then the ones that aren't necessarily achieving, they might question why they're not achieving when it's quite clear on paper. It's like, I can only do so much as your coach. I can be there for you emotionally. Like, I can give you changes to your plan, whatever it is. But if you're not just doing the do and you're constantly questioning me as a coach, the ball falls in your court basically. Like there's only so much I can do, which that's probably my one there. Like you've come to me, like especially when they're questioning like the methods, you've come to me for my advice. There are obviously lots of different ways to approach the same outcome, but if you're just constantly questioning what I'm telling you to do, or you're saying, "Oh, I've not achieved X, Y, Z," when you haven't ticked X, Y, or Z,
Yeah.
there's your answer.
What do you expect? Yeah.
Yeah,
You get out what you put in, don't you? Like,
literally. Yeah.
Is that everyone's struggles then with coaching? I feel like this is not a topic that's spoken about enough because usually it's just like people out in coaches all the time, but maybe coaches should start out in clients.
Like
but watching
client of the week.
yeah. Start a reel. I think I struggle watching people waste their potential. To be honest, like like because you probably see it, you get someone diet for like 10, 12 weeks, get in unreal shape, go on holiday, and then won't do coaching after, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? Like that's
Yeah.
smashed
Like,
it, absolutely smashed it, and now you've stopped. Like, and then they come and join you again a year later, and we do the same thing again. Like,
yeah,
it's
because they've
like,
got out of shape again. Yeah.
yeah, like I just think like when you see someone who can get in really good shape, learn it, understand it, and everyone, I don't think it's any of my clients, I'm not saying they don't feel better when they're doing it. So like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
would you stop that thing that makes you feel better to go back to the thing that makes you feel worse, which is why you wanted to do coaching in the first place? It's like
Yeah.
massively counterproductive. Like,
Yeah. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't actually know what they want,
no, true.
which is part of the issue. Like, oh, that's why, like, a lot of my questioning when it comes to why they want to achieve certain things is like, but why do you want to do that?
Yeah, be specific.
Otherwise, it's, oh, just get in shape for holiday.
I
I
want to
can do
lose
that for you.
weight.
Yeah, I can do that for you, but like, why do you want that? Like,
Yeah,
is it confidence? Is it whatever? Like, yeah. And
no.
that tends to work a little bit better to keep them a bit more invested into it as well, because you're helping them out on a deeper level.
You made about people feel good when they're being coached. Like, for example, you went through a period of time where you left Brightman and didn't you wait like a couple of months or something where you were kind of coachless and then you jumped on with Ben or something?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a story and you were like, I feel a little bit lost. Like, and you were being completely honest. And I was like, that's kind of like from yourself, being a coach, you were like, look, I need one as well. Like, we're all human.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I've got one.
I
Denny's got
needed
one.
the break as well, though. If I'm honest, I understand that, like, because I was checking in with Brightman and I'd done nothing what he told me to do. So I was like, I'm just wasting both our time here as well. I did need a break, and then soon realised that I need a coach as well because I can't do. I love giving someone the reins, to be honest, and just like trusting it. I don't know, it's like Ben sent my check-in through today. I've fully enjoyed watching it. He's replied to all my form videos. I'm going to go and try what he's told me to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to progress probably this week. Like we have done every week. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
It just keeps you ticking forward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I like trying different things. Like, you know, even something as simple as like, right, let's chuck a pause in here. I'm like, right, this week we're going to do that, and that's if that feels better, I've progressed, and I
Yeah.
will constantly get better now with that. Like, a big thing's been my chest recently. I've sent Ben every single press I've done for like the last 3 months. He's probably well bored of watching now, but yesterday was the best connection I've ever had in my chest. So.
Yeah.
You know, it
Very
got me to where I wanted to get to. Like, that's why I've got a coach.
Maybe that's what I need to do with you, Max. Send you every chest exercise because
I
I
get
think me.
zero form footage from Denny, by the way. The only
Yeah.
You
form
don't
footage I
need
see
it.
is on his
You
Instagram.
don't need it.
It's on his story anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
well, there's always room for improvement. I'm not naive that there is obviously improvements to my training. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like I knew with Denny, it was a case of his training's good anyway.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Denny's training, I think you'll openly admit this, is mindset.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
not anything
like
to do
I
with his
will
form or his
bottle
accuracy.
sets because my head's not in it,
Yeah.
not because I can't lift it. Like you saw that the other day, Clint, on the deadlifts.
Yeah.
When I get like 3 reps and they
Yeah.
moved fine, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
Why?
You got
It's-
three
watch
great reps and then
And
just
then I watch it back. I'm like, well, that's that wasted. Can't do that again until next week.
yeah.
So
But,
like
yeah.
I think it's a firm, you know, everyone needs a coach, and you know, when you don't have a coach you will feel a little bit lost at
Yeah.
times.
You can almost
'cause I-
like not imagine being coach, right? Like it's like imagine the time
Yeah.
you're just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was really weird though, because I had the opposite. So I stopped being coached by AJ in late 2022, and I basically had 2 years of not being coached. And then when I was like, I messaged AJ before I started my pre-prep diet, and I was like, look, this is my plans. Would you want to take me back on board and do a prep next year? And he was like, yeah, like mate, sure, of course. But then as it was getting closer to me starting with AJ, I was getting nervous. I was like, fuck, what happens if I'm not like, I can't be coached? Like maybe I'm not coachable anymore. Even though I'm probably the most easily coachable person, I was like, what happens if I'm not? What happens if I like being in control too much?
Yeah.
But it ended up me just like completely just taking the guessing work out of it and him taking full
Yeah.
control anyway. So
You,
I
you
mean-
have to do everything they say, right? That's why you get a coach as well. Like you can't
Yeah.
do half of what they've said and half
Yeah.
of what you're doing because
Yeah, because you may as well not bother. Yeah. Yeah.
it will be a collaborative effort as well. Like that's one thing I say to a lot of my clients, and is like coaching is a collaborative thing. It's not just me telling you what to do. Like I need your feedback and I also need your input, because you do have to be intuitive in a way.
Yeah.
Like I'm not teaching you to suck eggs. Like you need to actually go and do it, and you know, understand how you feel when you do it. Like Denny will know, like a lot of the coaching, especially through like your contest prep, I was constantly asking him, how are you feeling? How's this? How's that? You know, and it's
Yeah.
a very collaborative effort. And it has to be, like, if you want to achieve really high level results.
Yeah. Yeah. And it comes with time as well. Like that when people start with a coach and are only with them for a short period of time, if they just stayed with them a bit longer, they're probably going to get way more out of the coaching as well, because you just end up gelling a bit better as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look at us, Denny, like now doing a
we're doing a
podcast.
podcast together now.
that's what I love about the whole thing as well. Like bringing me back to this, like I love the community of it. Like I want to see you guys do amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's not many places in the world. I think you go somewhere and people want the best for everyone.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
quite dog eat dog well, but like I think bodybuilding's not. Like I want you guys to smash it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's literally like why when I see you, like I'll ask like, oh, how's the new app going? Or like, because I'm like genuinely intrigued.
Yeah.
Like, how you
let's
doing?
do this. Let's all go.
Yeah.
Let's get better
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like, I'm
it's
like
good.
that with coaches as well. Like when I know coaches who are my mates, and they get like a few more clients, I'm like, yeah, good for you, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's sick. Like,
yeah,
or
Yeah.
they get a good client, I'm like, that's awesome. Like
yeah.
that'll work out really well. You know, I'm never like, oh my god, I wish I could have all his clients. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's just this troll under the bridge trying to steal clients.
I think the moment you get bothered by someone else getting a client, you're probably in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
You're not like I'm meant to help people.
Yeah.
Not
There's
Right.
enough people to go around. If you are true to
Millions.
yourself and you know what you're doing, you're going to get clients. So,
exactly.
100%. 100%.
yeah.
Cool. Right. Well, that was
Wrap
a
it up.
decent podcast. Over an hour.
Mm.
That's probably the longest episode we've had.
Definitely.
So it must have been all the testosterone.
It was. I was going to say it's the gear. It's the
All
gear.
the gear.
I could feel it. I could feel mine raising.
Yeah. I need
Anyway,
to go
Clint,
and walk. Calm
Do you
down.
want to give us a little bit of a shout out to yourself? Where can people find you and all that jazz?
Yeah, so I mainly post on Instagram. I'm on TikTok as well, but CC Fitness with CC underscore fitness with 6 S's because I couldn't get CC Fitness, so we got the CC Fitness. And obviously, yeah, PT down at Muscle Heart Ashford. If you see me around, just grab me, like ask me some stuff. If you want to start some coaching from all levels, really. I'm not bodybuilding coaching like Max is. I'm much more lifestyle to. Well, I've got a client prepping this year actually, which is pretty cool for me. First timer, which I'm happy to do. You know, I'm not a high level bodybuilding coach, and I know that, but I'm going to get him diced for his first show, and it's like he's actually an upcoming coach as well. So that's for me. That's like it's cool. Yeah, it's a big thing for me. So yeah,
Nice.
Cool. All right, everyone.
Wicked.
Thank
Cheers
you
for having
for
me on.
listening to episode 7. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.